So I had this idea. Making most of the pin walkers, the shuffle foot ratchet wheel type robots, where they move back and forth. We're generally using a motor with a dual shaft so that we can put a cam on each side to control the leg movement. But it's easier to find the single shaft motors in different gear ratios and speeds, whether it's the blue one or the yellow one. So I got to thinking about it and looking at it and went, well, what if we use one of the holes that's already in the TT motor as the pivot point for the leg, and imagine a cam, here's a cam, being on there, and that interfacing with a cam slot. So basically the whole motor would be rocking back and forth. What if we put that whole motor into the leg itself, like this? Imagine that one pivot there, and in this hole we'd put a screw to screw the motor in so it's very secure into the leg, so the leg becomes one part and can pivot around like that. Imagine this being part of the body. We'll call it the crotch for now. And it's got, see, it's got the offset area that the cam can run in. So as that motor runs, that's going to make the leg go back and forth. This larger hole would be where we'd put a new offset cam off the end of this one to drive the leg on this side. And of course that's going to be kind of tricky figuring out the correct placement of that cam, because this just isn't rotating in the center like you normally do. Because it's a cam and this whole motor and everything is moving, it's also going to be going up and down. So it could take a little work to figure out this side of it. But in essence, the body would connect to this crotch, probably front and rear, and connect to the pivot rod, because those would be stationary and stay with each other. The leg, foot part of the assembly would be pretty much standard. You would have, I'll take this same axle, you would have an axle that would run through, let me get that in there, through the back. That gives you your rear pivot point. Then of course there'd be a leg linkage point, a separate piece of plastic that ran up and came up to here, and then interfaced with this other hole on there. And that would keep things there. The ratchet wheels would be pinned in here. The ratchet could pin through there. Get your rear wheel. A foot assembly that could go on top that would hold all the axles. If we cut all of the axles to the same length, they could all sit in there free, wouldn't have to glue them or anything, and once the cap is down it would hold all of the axles in place. So that's the idea. I don't really have a plan for the look of the robot or what to do with it. I just want to really find out whether it's possible to put the motor just inside one of the legs and have that be the whole mechanics by running one crankshaft off that motor across there. The whole rest of the body of the robot would be open, so you could put a cockpit driver in there or guns or whatever you're into. The whole body would be hollow, so you could stick a whole other mechanism in there if you wanted. And you wouldn't be forced to try to find the dual drive, the dual axle TT motors. You could use any of the single axle ones, whether it's the yellow ones with the plastic gears or the blue ones with the metal gears, and any gear ratio you wanted. So that's what I'm going to be working on as an experiment. I'm thinking also, since this is the left leg that has the motor in it, I'm thinking that when I do the right leg, maybe put a door in the back and actually put the battery holder in the leg, because the leg is going to be empty with the exception of one little linkage piece coming down the front, which I haven't made yet, but I think it's worth trying.